Anton in Maryland, morality. Do you think morality is something that can or should be taught in schools? Dave, do you want to take that one, or?
Morality taught in schools? Geez, I think so. I mean, I have never thought of that, but I don't see. Obviously, it's not a bad thing to teach morality, but I mean, you've got to you have to then question from where do you get that morality? I certainly don't want to espouse getting an idea of morality from any kind of religion or the Bible, but being when you say teach morality, I would say I would assume you mean teaching kindness and generosity and basic human things that benefit us in our interactions with each other and in society. So yeah, teaching people basic human decency and kindness, and don't do things that hurt people. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. I mean, what do you think, Jim? I've never thought about that as far as.
Well, let's give Anton a chance to respond because he hasn't had a chance to talk yet.
Oh God, damn! Sorry.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, it's nice to talk to you both. I'll be very quick. Jim and Dave, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Sorry to hear about your ALS, Dave. I didn't know you were going through that. But yeah, it was kind of a question that was I was talking to my mom about. At this point, I hadn't come out to her that I was an atheist, but I know that she is a non-practicing theist. And one of the things she was kind of adamant about was like she thinks morality should be taught in schools. And it wasn't really something I'd given any thought to, and I didn't really kind of want to engage her in that without kind of having thought about it myself. But I don't know. I still haven't really thought about it, and I was kind of just curious what you guys' thoughts were, and maybe had some talking points on that.
Yeah, so morality for me has religious connotations and religious baggage to it, so I kind of prefer ethics. And I think that ethics and epistemology need to be taught more in schools. And not just this is good, this is bad, but how to think about ethical situations. Because we're coming into some really, really interesting places technology-wise with self-driving cars and other things like that, where we have to look at who's at fault if a car runs over a pedestrian. Who's at fault? What are the ethics of that situation? If a self-driving car does that, is it the fault of the programmers, or is it the fault of the programming, or is it a fault of our understanding of the ethics of the situation, and therefore the car couldn't do the right thing? So yeah, I think it should be taught because we have a lot more ethical questions today than we have in the past. Right? When you're an agrarian society, right and wrong, good and evil are pretty simple stuff. But when you live in a society where you have to debate in what order do you give out vaccines for deadly diseases?
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good point. Yeah.
We definitely need it.
Anton, to your point about your mom, I guess if she were to, ask you that or has asked you that, then yeah, I think Jim makes a good point about ethics versus morality, because morality does seem to have some religious connotations. That's why I kind of hesitated a little bit to even, go down that road with teaching it. But yeah, you can teach basic ethics. I would say to her, as long as you're not, attaching some religious baggage to it and some deity or some holy book to give you the guideline for what is ethically or morally right or wrong, then yeah, I think we can, talk about those things.
Okay. Yeah, I completely agree. And that was a really good way to look at that. It's something I hadn't considered. So I appreciate the input, guys.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Good luck.
Thanks, Anton.